stage, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the webinar. Hi guys. Hi Luca. Hi. So thank you for sharing it with us. This is the second time. You came 2 years ago, I think, with Agi Shegre. And your production is always very more fixed on feelings and emotion than rational somehow.
Yeah.
It's very material, very perception based. You want to explain us why?
I guess this is how I am.
Okay, that's one way to say it. But you have Agi Shegre, if I remember, was 6-7 years old or something. So you've been doing movies for quite a long while, and you produce them all by yourself. You have a production team. How does it work?
I've been making films since 2001, so quite a long time. This film we finished like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, together with my team, which I have with me on stage. So this is Andreas. He's the main actor of the film, and also working with somatics during the film. And Shiran. This is my choreographer and assistant director, and everything else in between. And yes, and ask him some questions.
Okay, how did the movie? I mean, it's very difficult to make a movie about dance. It's extremely difficult to make the dance into someone was sitting on the child. Is there someone that knows the parents of the child? You're the mother? Okay, good. Just make sure nobody sits on.
Yeah, it's obvious that there's a child.
No, it looks like a jacket. I don't think
It's
that's
just
maybe right aside.
okay. Like it's not so easy to make a movie about dance because usually dance it's something you have to experience it in person. So to transform the physicality into the video, I think it was a challenge. Maybe you can tell us more about how you thought about the choreographies.
Yeah, I was trying somehow to give the emotional pathway of the characters by moving, and each scene was treated a bit differently. Once it was choreographed, and I was choreographing it, and once we would improvise, and once it was directed. And we also did a preparation workshop so they can get into the states and find like authenticity, and we kind of draw real moments from the rehearsals into the script and combine documentary material with fiction. Kind of created this new texture of movie.
You worked during the editing as well?
Yeah, we edit together, me and Johan. Something else?
And you, how was the experience to go through the movie?
How was the experience to go through the movie as an actor?
When you were acting, you were thinking of the result, or
it was like a journey. I think in the film we can see very well like how what of a journey it was, and also not. I think it was every day super different, but because it was such a puzzle of things we knew, because it's like half things that are staged and things that are improvised, so it was always new, but we had kind of like a structure to go through. It's like when you know you're on a trip in a country where you have been, but then there's always new things that happen.
Yeah.
I can fill in that, because the film is centered around the topic of non-ordinary states of consciousness, we also had the actors to enter authentic non-ordinary states of consciousness. So this is where the improvised piece is mainly, I think, is meaning the fact that people really went on inner journeys in this film, personal journeys, and then we filmed that, and then we mixed it with scenes that were written.
How long was the shooting?
I think we shot for 7 days or something like this,
7 or 10 days.
including the rehearsals.
Yeah. I think the art of what we try to do with this film is that we try to dive in a space of soul and try to reflect it by moving, try to get it on camera, and then you can see it and it can reflect out to you.
There's a whole some soul in there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Questions?
Why did you choose stereoscopic light for the dance performance? That's the only thing when you see the dance, and it would be much more powerful if it was continuous. Or yeah, doesn't look any special. Red color on faces, stereoscopic light. In other words, outer effects rather than the dance itself.
I didn't understand the question.
The question is a critic about the use of strobo lights during the dancing. Why you chose to use strobo?
I really like strobo. Yeah. I mean, I really like it. I passionately like strobo.
Yeah,
It's more important than everything else.
You really touch a soft spot.
Yeah, but before that, they have discussion about powerful performance, and in strobo lights, every dancing is special. So what's so special about them? Why they are more special than anyone dancing in Berlin club with strobo lights?
But the strobo lights was only during one scene, which was representing the Berlin club night, right? So most of the things were not strobo. Did I hear the question right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are different schools of thought regarding strobos. Like, we can leave it at that. Any more questions? So, are you working on something else? Yes. Can we know what? Each one of you, what are you working on?
We're working together. First of all, we have a little film production company, me and Johan, called Holy Tropic. So this is one thing, and inside of this company, we're creating projects. Now we are making a project. Should I say the name? The Empty, and it's a kind of a soundscape travel. Followed by later choreography. So strobo, there's also strobo. Really shortly, motion. Strobo.
Is it a physical show or a video? Or?
It's a sound installation when like sound is going through your body and motivating you to move and not just watch something and be stuck in your chair, but actually, wow, where am I? I can move, I can feel my body. So,
And you working on something?
We are, in a way, I think, always preparing to not act, but to create more of these reflections that I mentioned. I think this, but also other projects that are about to come, will be about like how to capture the moment, how to reflect it to people, and it will continue. There will be more of this, and
yeah, and I'm with Sharon.
yes.
So the same project as Sarah. Do I do any other projects? I swim a lot. Yeah, I go swimming.
But you don't film yourself. But
Not yet.
then, thank you again for coming. If you do another video project that involves movie making, let us know. And I hope you enjoy the rest. And thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where's the wind? So now we have a tiny duo of an animation before going for a break. So we have the last one before the break.